Good day and welcome to the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Sandra Asante. Top stories. One person dead, 8 others injured in Asunafo shooting incident. Fire destroys several stores at the makeshift Takoradi market. Also, Algerian president pardoned 1,000 convicts. These are more stories after the break.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome back from the break to first story. A shooting incident at the Asunafo in the Kwaben district of the Eastern region has led to the death of a resident, according to the Eastern Regional Police Command. The incident that occurred on Friday, April 1st, has left 8 others with gunshot wounds. The deceased was pronounced dead upon arrival, with the 8 injured at the Enyiresi Government Hospital. Preliminary investigations conducted by the police reveal that the shooting incident occurred during a community clash between 2 factions over a mining activity in the town. The culprits are currently at large. Personnel from the Eastern Regional Police Command, led by DCOP Mr. Anderson Fosu Aka, has visited the community and the hospital, where the remaining 8 persons are receiving medical treatment. To ensure law and order, the regional, divisional and district patrol teams have been deployed in and around Asunafo. Members of the Asunafo town had also been urged to volunteer information that will lead to the arrest of the suspect, who are currently on the run. The youth of Anwia and the Teleko-Bokazo in the early hours of Saturday allegedly besieged the Esiama Police station to demand the unconditional release and bail of their counterparts who were arrested at the Adamus mine sessions at the Teleko-Bokazo for engaging in illegal mining. Galamsey activities on Friday dawn and arraigned at the Nkrumah Magistrate Court. The incident was in connection with the alleged killing of an indigent of the Bokazo, Mr. Andrew Donko, 33, and the injury of 4 others. As part of protest, the youth vandalized blades on the frontage of the police station and smashed the windscreen of police vehicles. SCP of the Esiama Divisional Police Command, Doji Loti, narrated the incident.
The illegal miners within the community, Anwia Youth, Teleko-Bokazo, mobilized and attacked the policemen and then the court officials. So military reinforcement was called to go and then save the situation. In fact, it took some time before they were able to stabilize the situation. The Galamsey went and mobilized, came back to attack the personnel again. So in the process, the military discharged some gunshots, and we heard. So we learned 3 people were injured and 1 person passed on. So this call was received from the Mission Hospital. So in the process, we went there, we sent police reinforcements back to the court to go and save the situation.
Still on that particular story, the Inspector General of Police DCOP George Akufu Dampare has assured police officers at the Esiama Divisional District Police Headquarters that the youth who vandalized their office on Friday, 1st of April 2022 will not be spared. He, however, commended the officers for their level of professionalism display when they come under an attack by the youth. Still on local stories, the Minister for Information and Member of Parliament MP for the Ofuasi Ayirebi constituency, Oppong-Nkrumah, has constructed a modern school block for the Akyem Presbyterian Junior High School JHS in the Achimansa district in the eastern region of Ghana. The block, financed by Oppong-Nkrumah Education and Skill Development Fund, established by the MP of the area in 2017 to take care of education-oriented needs of constituents, will help lessen the burden of pupils who previously could not study in their classrooms and when there is a heavy downpour. The facility comprises 3 classrooms, an office and a store, all connected to electricity and equipped with monodesk tables, teachers and chairs, as well as ceiling fans and washrooms to provide a safe teaching and learning environment for the school. He said the new edifice could not have come at a better time since the old structure was in a deplorable state, and hence the school was in an urgent need of a new classroom blocks to facilitate teaching and learning. this, he advised the staff and pupils of the school to maximize the usage of the facility to justify the investment intended to produce intellectuals to contribute towards the program of the town.
2017, no, and I bought for a friend of Oppong-Nkrumah Education and Skills Development Fund. This year, 2017, about 2020, they say, Yabema and Kuala Ahenuni Edunum 250 scholarship. Say one of Monko School, Tibiko Teacher Training College, Nursing Training College, and the idea, yes, Ebebuam. You read train on Kuala Yabuam, a bro Ahasa 300. Our district, Muhaseya, Yamom scholarship, so Muntuminko School in Wetri. Presby School, you are in a Bako Semadi, so say Nipa Bibri in him. When MPP penny for a way, Ebami was a honorable, Yenya, the Ayirebi Presby Basic, the Ayirebi Presby Basic, at the Sedi Babe to an instant carpet to me, Ashe, and Yam Ashe, reminding Yamwa, Kebabwai, Tom Libetu, and
of the Exim Bank, Loris Anyansam, to order. According to the youth, the Exim Bank CEO is undermining the work of the MP, Rodrigo. The MPP in the Hemang Lower Dentra constituency has been in a state of confusion lately following the polling station elections that took place there. The youth believe the event of the polling station elections and the chaos that has erupted in the constituency could cost the party the seat in 2024. Speaking at a press conference at Twifo, the youth organizer of the party, Aliu Sulemaila, stated that Mr. Jensem has been inciting the youth using money to distract the MP, who is also the Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations. Mr. Samaila called on the FPP leadership and the President to call the Exim Bank CEO to order. The youth believe the CEO is undermining the MP for the area, and the earlier has called to order if better.
Was majority of whom are NDC sympathizers lined up and employed by Mr. Lawrence Ajinsem to create disaffection for the party and the Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Lawyer Viktor Orban, since January 2021, immediately after the 2020 elections. Hemang has witnessed some individuals
GTR News.
attacking the MP on various social media and traditional media, 2, inciting people to boycott activities and programs organized by the MP and the constituency leadership. 3, unprovoked attack on the respected regional chairman and other executives, and running of para administration. Several attempts by the powers that be to bring them on board have failed. This approach follows attempts by the CEO of Exim Bank and his cohorts of preaching skirt and blouse to cause the loss of the parliamentary candidate of the constituency, Honorable Viktor Orban, which failed. This, among other factors, caused the MP to get more than 2,000 votes, less than what the presidential candidate got in 2020 elections. The personal interests of these individuals are seriously affecting the fortunes of the NPP in this constituency. To touch on the elections, I am surprised to hear no elections were conducted in the constituency at all. If they claim no elections were conducted, why did they chase the election committee with armed men on election grounds? Why did they ask some members of theirs not to participate in the election because they were not ready? I want to end by respectfully calling on the President of the Republic, the Vice President, and the entire leadership of the NPP to call Mr. Lawrence Ajinsem to order, because he is the paramount beneficiary of the power we have now. Mr. Lawrence Ajinsem has never been an MP, but he has been a parliamentary candidate before.
Meanwhile, spokesperson of the Exim Bank CEO and Assistant Secretary of the party in the constituency, Nana Aban, says the allegations leveled against the Exim Bank CEO are untrue.
A constituency officer, I should be able to speak with facts. If there is no election, I should be able to say there was no election. And the people there in the community, in the various polling stations, witnessed that there was nothing like election in the community. Or that they came to do in the night was to visit some polling stations and do some public acclamations. So the allegation that Mr. Lawrence Kwabena is behind all that is happening in Himalaya, I think is not proven, and I believe that the National Party officers that we have petitioned.
To our next story, a 21-year-old suspect, Moses Appiah, has allegedly killed his grandparents at Akyem Hemang in the Eastern Region. The Police Public Relations Officer, PRO, of the Eastern Regional Police Command, DSP Ebenezer Tete, confirmed the incident and said the victims were 80, 75 and 80 years. He said investigations reveal the suspect attacked the grandparents with a pounding pistol and a metal hammer on Saturday, April 2nd. Deep cut were inflicted on the victims' left eye and chest. The victims were taken to the Hawa Memorial Hospital at Osiem and declared dead by the medical doctor in charge. The bodies of the two aged victims would be processed to the police hospital in Accra for autopsy, the police said. The suspect, Appiah Moses, had been arrested by community members and handed over to the police by the Akyem Hemang chief. He is in the police custody awaiting investigation and appropriate charge before he is arraigned for court processes. Neighbors said the suspect had earlier on attacked his grandparents before the second attempt, resulting to their death. To some business story, the General Secretary of the Mobile Money Agents Association, Event Otumfuo, says his outfit will intensify public education on the E-levy bill to address the increasing spate of panic withdrawals following the passage of the bill. According to him, the report on the increasing rate of panic withdrawals can be contributed to the low level of public education on the bill. Speaking in an interview, he stated that if public education is intensified, the general public will be at ease and continue to keep their monies in their mobile money wallet. To our next business story, a fire outbreak around 2 a.m. on Monday, April 4th, 2022 has destroyed several stores at the makeshift Takoradi market. The market was put up for traders of the Takoradi market circle to temporarily accommodate them while the main market is reconstructed. The cause of the fire is not yet known, by officials of the Ghana National Fire Service are at the scene battling the fire. Traders lament their ordeal.
Obi no from the Harris to Modu Ade. No man no conma, you but no was the castle so. When you baby far, what widen, where do me jam?
GTR News. GTR News.
I was your door, Sanga. Most of them lie no do. Tapping in the but I want to go on or tap. No, I should pretend I couldn't be allen them a car, but even Carl couldn't be allen them. Say, one the man in Kajanon Daldam, but I couldn't be allen them a car from my baby. What's one man coming in room? But I couldn't be in the Macano. What to wear room? No one from the way they would do. Just someone. One thing, but my car couldn't be alley. Upon the chow. But on your main street, not the car, or the main street, or the car for markets and union. Back to the route. The roof. Mr. Rodrigo, a cool way, and a cool way.
On the international front, Algeria's President Abdel Majid Tebboune has pardoned more than 1,000 prisoners to coincide with the holy month of Ramadan. In a statement, his office said an additional 70 protesters from the pro-democracy Iraq movement who awaited trial for public other offences will be offered clemency. Among those released was a rights campaigner, Zaki Hanache, who was arrested in February for allegedly promoting terrorist act and spreading false news. The Iraq protest rocked major cities in Algeria, starting in the early 2019, forcing longtime President Abdel Aziz Bouteflika to step down months later. Protests continued even after Mr. Tebboune came to power. He was rejected by the Iraq, who regarded him as an extension of the old political system. Hungary's nationalist Prime Minister Viktor Orban has won the fourth term by a landslide in the country's general election, near complete results show. His right-wing Fidesz party had 53.1% of vote, with 98% counted preliminary results show the opposition alliance led by Peter Marquezet was far behind with 35%. In his victory speech, Mr. Orban criticized the Brussels bureaucrats and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, calling them opponent. Mr. Zelensky has repeatedly criticized Mr. Orban's ban of the transfer of arms to Ukraine, with which it shares a border. However, Mr. Orban, who has close ties with Moscow, has condemned Russia's invasion and taken in 500,000 refugees since the war began in February.
Mert most kellett a legnagyobb túlerővel megküzdeni. A baloldal itthon, a nemzetközi baloldal körös körül, a brüsszeli bürokraták, a soros birodalom minden pénzei szervezete, a nemzetközi fősodratú média, és a végén még az ukrán elnök is. Ennyi ellenfelünk egyszerre még sosem volt.
We are in Ethiopia, and clashes between armed men and security forces have been reported in the southern Ethiopian town of Mayole, close to the border with Kenya. The local officials told the BBC that the clashes occurred between Saturday evening and Sunday morning. The officials claim the armed men were members of the rebel group Oromo Liberation Army (OLA), but did not disclose if there were any casualties. The incident is yet another indication of rising insecurity in the southern and western part of the country. A humanitarian truce agreed between the government and Tigrayan forces has ignited hope for the resolution to the 7th-month civil war in the north. But in Oromia, the country's most populous region, clashes have continued to be reported between government forces, which includes the army and the regional police, as well as the OLA. Still on international stories, more sanctions against Russia are needed after reports of Russian forces killing civilians in the town Bucha near Kiev. President Emmanuel Macron has said Ukraine has accused Russia of a deliberate massacre in Bucha after reports found at least 20 bodies thrown in the street, but Russia has called these claims war propaganda. Macron told France Interradio that there were very clear clues indicating that Russian forces were responsible for war crimes in Ukraine. This is the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio, and you're still tuning into with some entertainment stories. And Olivia, Rodrigo, silk sonic and jazz musician John Batiste has shared the top honors at the 64th Grammy Award. Batiste's uplifting soul record We Are won Album of the Year, while Rodrigo, who won Best New Artist and Best Pop Album. Silk Sonic Soul Throwback Anthem leave the door open to call both the record and Song of the Year prizes. Apart from the awards, the ceremony saw a tribute to four fighters Taylor Hawkins and a video plea from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. In the pre-tape message, he urged musicians to fill the silence left by Russian bombs with their music.
Our musicians wear body armor instead of tuxedo. They sing to the wounded in hospitals, even to those who can't hear them, but the music will break through anyway. We defend our freedom to live, to love, to sound. On our land, we are fighting Russia, which brings horrible silence with its bombs, the dead silence. Feel the silence with your music. Feel it today to tell our story.
That was Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky urging musicians to fill the silence left by the Russian bombs with their music. This is where I end the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. Thank you so much for tuning into it. You can log on to our website, www.ghanatalksradio.com, for more news updates. My name is Sandro Asante. Stay tuned for the Sport Tidbit. Enjoy your afternoon.